You're sitting at your desk, studying for that anatomy test you have the next day. You realize you're a bit hungry, so you run downstairs and grab a snack. Now what happens? This is where your digestive system comes into play. Your mouth is the first part to be involved. In the oral cavity, you have teeth and your tongue to perform mechanical digestion. Your teeth grind your food into smaller bits, and salivary amylase, an enzyme used to break down sugar, is released. Your tongue forms a ball called a bolus from the remaining food. The bolus goes over the epiglottis, which prevents food from going down the trachea, and travels down the esophagus through peristalsis, the involuntary wave-like movement that pushes food down. The bolus travels to the lower esophageal sphincter and enters the stomach. There are rugae in the stomach to help churn the contents. It also releases enzymes, lipase to break down fats, and pepsin to break down proteins. This turns the bolus into chyme. The stomach contains mucus to help protect the lining from the hydrochloric acid, which sanitizes the chyme. Once completed, the chyme leaves the stomach through the pyloric sphincter and into the small intestine. The first part of the small intestine is the duodenum, which is the main site of digestion. The pancreas releases lipase to break down lipids, amylase to break down sugars, and trypsin and chymotrypsin to break down proteins. Also, the gallbladder releases bile produced by the liver to also help break down lipids. Then, the chyme travels to the jejunum of the small intestine. The jejunum is the primary site of absorption. To increase surface area, the small intestine has folds. Within the folds are villi, and on them are microvilli, further increasing the surface area. Nutrients will move across the epithelial cells and into the bloodstream. The last part of the small intestine is the ileum, where leftover molecules are absorbed. The chyme travels to the large intestine through the ileocecal sphincter. The large intestine is split into three parts: the cecum, the colon, and the rectum. In the cecum, the chyme is made into feces where the leftover solid. The feces travel through the ascending, transverse, and descending colon. The colon is where 90% of water is reabsorbed. Once the feces have passed through the colon, they will be stored in the rectum until, well, you know.